Australia has over 800 homegrown magazine titles vying for our attention, and each year several head into oblivion. So what would possess a 26-year-old with a flourishing career to chuck it all in and punt his life savings on starting up an independent business magazine?
I'd never really done any publishing before. I came out of a law degree and then ended up working in public relations, investor relations, PR, at the height of the .com boom, which is probably what got me excited about the fast growth business space.
James Tuckerman is the publisher and editor-in-chief of Australian Anthill, a business magazine that's grown from the most humble of beginnings 3 years ago to a circulation about a third of market leader BRW and growing.
My due diligence was somewhat limited. I think you could really say that all it came down to was, here are big business magazines, here are little business magazines, here's a type of magazine, a genre of magazine from overseas that I think is great. Australia doesn't have one, therefore I think that there's a market for this sort of business magazine. The next step was convincing my parents to let me move home. G'day, Dad. I had to demonstrate a reasonable case study for the business, a business plan, budgets and the like, good lessons for a new business owner. To do that, I'm going to have to move home.
For how long?
6 months to a year. We'll see.
1 year.
So James Tuckerman went to work on his new baby.
I sent out an email to about 2,000 people that I already had on a personal database saying, would you like to subscribe to this fast growth business magazine called Australian Anthill of all things? And what I found, within 4 hours, 1,200 had bounced, which goes to show how fickle email databases are. But of the 800 remaining, 150 people subscribed. I would spend my weekdays selling advertising, my weeknights managing the circulation, retail channels, accounting, bookkeeping, and on weekends I would write the magazine. And what I ended up doing is I ended up putting friends' names next to articles, so it didn't look like I was producing the entire magazine. The first edition lost $25,000. I had $28,000 in savings, so $25,000 went into propping up the business, $3,000 went into business expenses. The next edition lost $12,000, took out a $15,000 Visa card, $3,000 running expenses. Third edition broke even. Fourth edition made some money.
3 years on, there's a staff of 9 to run the magazine. Each edition costs about $120,000 to produce, and revenue has doubled every 6 months. Advertising accounts for 60% of revenue, while subscriptions and retail sales continue to grow.
Because I don't know if we have a cover story yet. I thought the hardest thing would be attracting new readers, subscribers, retail sales and articles, and advertising would be a cinch. The hardest thing in the beginning was selling advertising space.
He credits his success to good timing and a novel approach.
So we produced a business magazine with a bit of attitude, a bit of humour, a bit of tongue-in-cheek. We always talk about the wit and colour, and I think people appreciated that. We're a bi-monthly magazine, which means that we run off a 2-month cycle. The other thing that makes things different is that because we produce offshore, we close a magazine about 3 weeks before it needs to hit the newsstands. Maybe we'll just have something around there that'll say bumper edition. We're living the life of our readership, and we're growing in business fast. And I'd like to think that our staff have their finger on the pulse. We've started to produce other magazines, custom publish other people's magazines. We've started to run events, we've started to do a bunch of other things. So essentially we'll grow the business, we'll start to bring in new revenue streams, and we'll grow that way. Do we want to exit? Do we want to seek a trade sale? Do we want to merge with other magazines for a listing on a stock exchange? Who knows? If it looks attractive enough, we'll consider it. But also, we're having a tremendous lot of fun here, and it would be pretty hard to sell the magazine the way that we're feeling right now.
What's involved with some of those?